In the latest episode of the hit podcast New Heights, fans were both surprised and excited when Jason Kelce and his dad, Ed Kelce, suddenly shifted the conversation to a deceptively simple yet deeply personal question. It caught Travis Kelce and his girlfriend Taylor Swift off guard, leaving them visibly flustered and amused. Are you two thinking about getting married? Amid the warm, laughter-filled vibe of the show, that moment instantly stole the spotlight, not just for listeners, but for the couple themselves. Travis, usually confident and talkative, was at a rare loss for words. Taylor, ever composed and charming, simply smiled and turned to Travis with a meaningful look full of unspoken emotion. It was the moment that both Swifties and Chiefs Kingdom fans had been waiting for, a subtle but powerful hint at a future together. Jason, the wild card and heart of the show, delivered the question with perfect timing during the family Q&A segment. Flashing a knowing grin at his dad and then at Travis, he teased, Now, maybe it's time to ask the question everyone's been wondering about." Laughter rippled through the small studio audience. "Travis," he continued with a chuckle, "Dad, and I don't want to put any pressure on you, but are you and Taylor planning on getting married?" For a split second, the mood shifted into stunned silence, then burst into laughter, applause, and sheepish smiles. Travis, scratching his head and grinning, turned toward Taylor, who was sitting backstage, clearly just as surprised, and maybe just as hopeful. Brought into the frame by a secondary camera, Taylor Swift appeared on screen to a wave of cheers and excited laughter from the crew and small studio audience. With a playful yet slightly bashful smile, she joined the conversation just as it reached its most unexpected and heartwarming twist. Travis, encouraged by the teasing yet sincere question from his brother Jason and their dad Ed, took a moment before responding, his eyes sparkling with a mix of joy, nervousness, and something more heartfelt. "I think that's an interesting question, Jay," Travis began, his voice light but thoughtful. "It's not something we haven't talked about. We're really happy, and when the time comes, who knows?" The room reacted instantly. Jason theatrically pretended to faint in his chair, eliciting a roar of laughter from everyone present, while Ed Kelce let out a hearty laugh and chimed in with mock seriousness. "I call that a half admission." At that moment, Taylor, still off to the side, was warmly invited to the table by Jason, who declared with a grin, "I think if she's shy about answering, then we should bring in someone with real power to speak." With a dramatic gesture, he added, "And that person is none other than Taylor Swift." Taylor laughed, clearly enjoying the playful atmosphere, and moved to sit next to Travis at the table. As the cheers and applause settled down, she glanced at him affectionately, her hand resting lightly on his shoulder before addressing the question with her signature blend of grace, honesty, and warmth. "We're not in a rush," she began, her voice steady but gentle, "but we're not avoiding it either. The most important thing is that we always listen to each other and really take the time to understand where the other person is coming from. And I love how warm the Kelce family is. Honestly, I think that's a question only a brother and a father would dare to ask so casually." Travis chuckled, scratching his head again, echoing his earlier sentiment. "It's not something we haven't talked about. We're really happy, and when the time comes, who knows?" While his words weren't a direct confirmation, they carried something deeper, an implication that serious conversations had already taken place, and that a shared future wasn't out of reach. It was enough to bring knowing smiles to Jason and Ed's faces, as if they had just received an unspoken promise. The atmosphere around the table softened, glowing with warmth, laughter, and a genuine sense of connection. Taylor, leaning slightly closer to the mic, added with sincerity, "I don't know if I should answer," she said with a smile, her eyes meeting Travis's. "But honestly, we both love each other very much. We always support one another. And over the past few months, we've really learned how to grow together. As for marriage, I think anything is possible when you trust and understand your partner." There was a short, Emotional pause as the words settled in the room. The playful tone remained, but the moment had shifted into something more meaningful, a shared recognition, not just among the couple, but the entire Kelce family and their fans. That love, in all its sincerity and simplicity, was right there at the center of it all.